there we're seeing a slide now, and in fact what you're looking at right here is this slide is a cardio-esophageal junction. Sean, look and see if you have a slide of the lower third of the esophagus. This is the lower third, but it has with it also the stomach. So let me look at this just before. That's the cardio-esophageal junction. You can clearly see. Let me look at this one. Right here. No? No? Alright. I will use cardio-esophageal junction. Let me just look at the muscle right here to see what type of muscle we see. Alright. So that once again is Oesophagus plexus. Now in the submucosa, we may also get a nerve plexus, and that's going to be known as mycinus plexus. So two autonomic nerve plexus you will find. Thanks a lot. We'll put somebody's initial in. So you'll find the in between the outer longitudinal and the inner circular, we get Oesophagus plexus. And Oesophagus plexus is really going to be more giving you the innervation to the muscularis externa. These are going to be the postganglionic cell bodies, for example, of the vagi. We know that these vagi nerve are going to are preganglionic, and they will synapse in the two plexuses. But this plexus will mainly be for motility, like peristalsis, etc., of the muscularis externa. Whereas when we encounter the plexus within, that's known as mycinus plexus, then this mycinus plexus is going to be for really, say, the glandular tissue, muscularis, mucosa, etc. Alright, so this slide seems to be just the same as before, of skeletal muscle here with smooth muscle. So this is the middle third once again of the esophagus. And there we can see Oesophagus plexus right here. Let's see if we see any mycinus plexus. That's all in the submucosa right here. Submucosa. This is a little artery. As you can see, this is very interesting. A little artery just tunneling through the muscularis externa. Right? The esophagus, as you know, having its three major sources of arterial blood supply for the upper third, middle third, and lower third. This is an artery literally just tunneling through, right through the muscularis externa. It's a little artery right here, see here, right here. So there he is. He's just going right through, trace him, see him back here, and he's going right through the muscle fibers. And see him right here now in the submucosa. Alright? It's a small little arteriole. Okay. Let me go back to look for again this slide. Right. I want to see if I can find mycinus plexus for you to show you. No. But what do I see? That the muscularis mucosa is very well developed here. See that? Look at that. Quite well developed, all of smooth muscle. Alright? There you can see the lumen of the esophagus always has a sort of star-shaped lumen, sort of characteristic lumen. Okay. Let's look at this other slide here of the esophagus as student has known me. Looks a bit nearly like mine. Okay. Alright. So there you see quite folded, the mucosa quite folded. There is the lamina propria, no glands, notice that we don't see any real glandular tissue, right? Nothing that we can see right now. So I suspect it's once again, could be also middle third, no glandular tissue. Muscularis mucosa, very prominent. Let's look at the outer layer here. Well, in fact, this is what? Must be just going in now to the lower third of the esophagus. Yes, you have a couple little glands here, nothing much. That's nothing much. We're merely just about going into the lower third of the esophagus because this is all smooth muscle. Alright? Wait. Okay. We are all smooth muscle here. That's all smooth muscle that we're looking at right here. Right? Lots of Oesophagus plexus. Don't see any mycinus plexus. Muscularis mucosae very prominent, and the lamina propria. Alright, so let's go now to cardiaesophageal junction. Alright. Okay. In fact, look at this. Exactly where I put my pointer, right here. This is exactly the junction. Just fortuitously, we are right at the point right here. That is exactly in terms of the epithelial changes. There we are, moving right at that point from stratified squamous epithelium to columnar cells. Okay, so right here, and these are the very earliest examples of some of the glands of the cardiac portion of the stomach. So this is right on the cardiaesophageal junction, right there, histologically. Okay? So there we get a squamocolumnar junction from stratified squamous going right into columnar cells. Okay? Now, just to point out to you that we're going to see another transition like this occur, and that is at the anorectal junction. Okay? So at the anorectal junction, we see something like this, but offering you gold. What's going to be one of the things that we won't be seeing? What's that we see at cardiaesophageal that we won't see at anorectal?
Goblet cells.
300 marks. Goblet cells. As you go down the colon, going right into the rectum, goblet cells, goblet cells, goblet cells, goblet cells. Okay? And the stomach has no goblet cells at all. Listen to me carefully. The stomach has no goblet cells. And this is an important diagnostic feature, because you're going to buck up another junction where you're going to be looking at the pyloroduodenal junction. And you want to compare now the pyloroduodenal junction with the ileocecal junction. Alright? In the ileocecal junction, we're moving from an area of villi to no villi. At pyloroduodenal junction, no villi to villi. However, that area that has columnar cells, which is the stomach, has no goblet cells. Okay? And that other tissue, goblet cells, will be appearing. So goblet cells are a very, very important diagnostic feature. So let's just go back to this for a while. Here now. So this is the lower third of the esophagus right here. That's all lower third of the esophagus that we're seeing. Now, we should be seeing some glands within the mucosa, but these are absent in this particular tissue. So that's right at the cardiaesophageal junction, right here. And in some of the animals, we see some sort of a development of a sphincter. But in man, there is no thickening of the inner circular smooth muscle. Right? There is no true anatomical sphincter occurring here. Alright? So there you can see the lower third of the esophagus. The outer longitudinal inner circular layer, the submucosa, and the muscularis mucosae. Alright? So I'm going to take a little break at this point, and then now we're going to come back and look at the stomach.